All right, I will start. It's quarter to, and we are now having 1 hour time, and quarter to 4 there will be a cocktail session on networking. I think that on the area where we were having lunch or this coffee. So the next topic or this next discussion is about Chip Zero 2.0. And setting the scene is that this Chip Zero was originally, the present Chip Zero was for 4 years, and third year is now gone, and now the last year is ongoing. It doesn't include, of course, that these co-innovation projects which are ongoing, they will continue as long as planned, but this main umbrella Chip Zero initiative will end soon. So what's next? We have been planning, and we have been in the discussion about the extension or expansion. Extension is perhaps a correct wording for this Chip Zero, to continue this and continue this ecosystem building, but also to continue this development along the same lines what we have been doing this earlier years. I have some. I cannot say that if that will happen, that there's a discussion is of course ongoing, and if we will get the funding, but some thoughts are already there. The objective of this session is that I'm going to present our ideas, and but your input. I'm going to present these ideas. Then you can already start to think or prepare yourself that what you would like to do in the future after this present co-innovation projects, or when setting up new. And also your input about this content and scope is also welcome. And lastly, also about this ecosystem itself. We are having relatively good and functional ecosystem, but if you have any thoughts that you would see value to expand this ecosystem on the certain direction, also that kind of inputs are welcome. But again, this is also for discussion, not only that I'm presenting. Yes, so why to expand or extend? This program has been successful in many different ways. Your co-innovation projects are one thing, but I would like to remind that this original intention, goal, was to reduce this environmental footprint of semiconductor industry, and then also to increase the positive handprint of semiconductor components. And we have been managed to do both. So we are on the right track. Just, you might have seen this picture, maybe it was last year. I made a presentation, but unfortunately I had a corona, so I wasn't here. But nevertheless, it's last year result, but even our internal products what Applied Materials Finland or Picosan is selling, that the chemical efficacy and energy efficacy has been increasing a lot, partially thanks to this project. So we use less chemicals, less energy to provide the same outcome. Maybe on the scientific context, you don't understand the value and the need, but please think that if there's a more than 100 wafers per hour per one system, and there's multiple systems, this will start to have an environmental effect, but of course, cost implications. Secondly, about this ecosystem. Here I have 52 Is this, I guess it's the latest figure, or Jussi was mentioning 53, that's why I was getting slightly. Yeah, okay, good. 10 co-innovation and 3 European Union projects. We are having this ecosystem. We would like to continue, strengthen, make it more functional, and so on. But again, as I said, that there's a wide variety of different aspects. That there's from chemical suppliers to tool manufacturers to component makers, but also to final end users. Then also we are having this circular economy related companies such as Lassila and Tikanoja and so on, Paristo Kierrätys and so on, Kuusakoski. And we have been on that direction. But now if there's some ideas that in the future you would like to see more on companies or scientific groups on this direction, now it's a good time to propose those as well. All right, so this next step scenarios. I'm actually starting by showing this same slide what Jussi was saying earlier. It's when we started this project, of course this AI was a topic, and everybody knew that there is a topic such as AI, but it's only 3 years ago, or 3.5 years ago when this was presented, but this how rapidly it has been expanding. What has been the growth rate was something what at least I couldn't foresee. So it is there, it's expanding. What is listed here is that there's a demand for higher volume, more powerful chips across devices and so on. But I would like to tell on this context already that it's not only about leading edge logic, it's of course needed, such as memory is needed, but it's a lot more than that. We need a lot more power, not only more power efficient, but also power components, such as this gallium nitride was mentioned, or whatever, ultra wideband gap. These data centers are using this ultra wideband gap components for power management. Another topic, good for Finland, is that AI is nothing without data. We need data, sensors, IoT, which is generating something where this AI can be functioning. Again, a topic which is need is growing. Maybe a good topic for us here for this ecosystem. Connectivity. It's once you have those sensors and you are having some good CPUs for making some calculations, you still need to connect this somehow together. Faster connections and so on. So these are good topics what we would like to, where we need to focus. Somebody needs to focus, and I hope that it can be us. Then about coming to our ideas that on those lines we have been now thinking this future, that this expansion or extension of this Chip Zero, that we would like to focus more on not leading edge related applications clearly needed now in the future. Those what I just mentioning. There's a word called ICAPS. It's our own company language, but it means exactly this. This specialty semiconductors outside of the leading edge. It's IoT, communication, automotive, power, and sensors. The topics which are essential, which has been essential and are now even more essential. And we would like to make Finland one of the key players in this ICAP segment. This is a good topic for Europe, and it's a good topic for Finland. So, okay, maybe a repetition. By the way, Öner, sorry, I forgot to mention that you please come here as well. Yeah. I'm actually going to skip that part. So, what are these different phases? That the phase where we are now, that we have been focusing on sustainability. It's still relevant. We should focus on that. We have been reducing energy and chemical consumption, as I was explaining. There's a strong ecosystem. But now on the expansion, that we would also make an impact to develop those technologies what we have been developing even further, closer to applications. Still not forgetting that sustainability aspect. It's still there. Yeah, is there something what I should mention further from this slide?
I think that's pretty much all.
Okay. I'm also trying to save time for the discussion. So, how we envisage that now, when this project has been is soon going to end, we have been achieving this many of these aspects, and now what is our target, that what we will achieve after this potential second phase, is that we are now making real components, real chips here in Finland, which will last longer lifetime, and which are really using less energy. That even now this energy consumption to component level instead of just tools, what we have been doing today. We are also focusing on this national hub, without going further details, but this ecosystem or this common laboratory was mentioned also earlier, but now when there's a stronger push or initiative in Finland to really build something, the second phase should support also that. I guess Quantinova is well known, so I guess and it's mentioned on that, but also maybe internally from Applied Materials perspective. Maybe strengthen this ecosystem also in the way that how to put that. We are having now these different co-innovation projects. There was this again this gallium nitride or this MEMS systems or some other things, that if we really would like to be significant players on this field, we need to find a way to even make more things together to strengthen this ecosystem, that there's whatever, again, sorry that I'm using still this wide bandgap, but it was the last presentation and I can still remember that. But whatever you are developing, that this whole ecosystem can somehow utilize that. We know how to make better whatever tools for that. You will make some test vehicles, and I don't know, Augmetic can somehow be participant. I'm just looking if Augmetic is here. I cannot recognize anybody. Then lastly, this what we also discussed during this panel discussion, that this stronger European position. There is a need or request also by Business Finland that we need to have these EU projects, that we need to initiate those. But how to strengthen that, how to say, not only that we will get some EU money back here in Finland, but really that we need European Union laboratories, European research institutes, universities, but also other European companies, that to expand our ecosystem across to Europe even more. That is another aspect for the second phase. Say when if you want to say something. Yeah. By the way, quite many, or actually all these slides were made by Öner and trying to not train the credits of those slides. Then moving along this Veturi path, that we are still proposing that we are the Veturi company, this locomotive company, driving this ecosystem forward. So what we can offer this in the future as well is pretty much the same. We are an expert of atomic layer deposition tools, of course processes as well, and so on. And we are also having some whatever methodology and testing capabilities what we can bring to your usage as well. But there are many elements what we would need. That it's whatever we are now thinking on this ICAP segment, we cannot do that alone. Again, I'm perhaps repeating what this panel discussion was saying, that on this good ecosystem, it's not only that, how to say, it's beneficial for all parties to have a strong ecosystem. And we need to invest and do things which are not directly necessarily benefiting us, and same for each and every of you. That when you need to invest and use your time, effort, whatever, to strengthen this ecosystem, and then in the end, all parties should benefit on that. Same for us. That many of these things are, there's wafers and materials needed, or I was mentioning these chemicals. We are not making any chemicals, we don't sell any wafers, but still those are needed for our development. And same for you, that if there's quite many of you are not developing machines or the semiconductor fabrication equipment or wafer fab equipment, but still you are not developing or selling, but you are needing those tools, and so on. So, okay. Then, moving forward, the structure, or this foreseen structure on the next phase, is more or less the same. So it's again an extension where we are today. These work packages are, topic is the same as shown here, but we are moving forward on this topics as well. So we have been, this work package 1, starting now from the bottom, kind of from the foundation. From our perspective, it was this more resource efficient equipment and materials and so. We have been developing those, so it's now time to take that to next level, which is on the fabrication scale, on this fab scale, how to utilize these tools more efficiently, and how to make platforms which are then especially suited for the selected applications, such as this these ICAPs. Then we are having this boosting, there was this boosting circularity, chemical recycling and so. That is also now focusing on still continuing this chemistry, but from molecules to market-ready reliability, to have there as well from chemistry to real final products and real markets. There's this Finnish semiconductor ecosystem. As I said, that we are still willing to strengthen that ecosystem. Your input is welcome, but we are also there really trying to aim that we can work together, build something together, and so. Then work package 4, there was this increase in the handprint of digitalization. In the present phase, we have been very much focusing on power. From our perspective, there's some other applications as well, but power has been our focus. But there we would again like to get on the real component level and focusing on this ICAPS components and applications in a more general manner. Then there's this ecosystem leadership and communication, that there's again getting that to next level as well. There's also presented what is our part and where we would expect you, this ecosystem in general, to contribute. But actually, I took this slide. I'm not sure if this is very last or latest, but updated, but good for discussion. Actually, it doesn't. I'm actually going back now. I was thinking that how to. Maybe actually I can go to this actual topics, and then we can start the discussion. So just some examples that what we are concretely aiming to solve. So there's it's kind of where to start. It's well understood that on the logic and memory on the leading edge, there's this utmost precision is required. That uniformity, whatever, and so on, and interface engineering is required there. But the same goes also for some other applications. Okay, we have been developing those as well. But what is not necessarily where we have not been focusing so much earlier is also that this productivity, that how to make that in a economically viable way, that which are then making this real business impact. That again, we have been developing something. Now when doing closer to manufacturing, we need to develop that even further, that it's something which will really make this impact. Again, these innovations were discussed during this panel discussion, to how to make from inventions to innovations what comes to manufacturability. Then again, this we will continue, or we should continue, this precursor development as well. I have been repeating these precursors in many different contexts because that is a topic what we need to strengthen also because of internally, for internal reasons, but also for Finland and this ecosystem. So this is one thing. Then a third topic. These are just examples before this